Hi, good morning. I'm trying to put like the topic up here. Oops, can't come. Okay, so I apologize. I wanted to go live on YouTube, and for some reason, I don't know if it's the internet, but the connection's not strong enough. So I'm gonna have to just improvise and do only Instagram, and then make sure that's not housekeeping, and then make sure either I'll upload this to YouTube or I'll just go live later when I have better connection on YouTube. But I apologize. But anyway, we're gonna do a get ready with me. Good morning. Let me know in the comments where you guys are coming from, and let me actually upload that on the stories too. Let me upload this on the stories too really quick. Hey guys, today we'll just be going live on here on Instagram. For some reason, the connection for YouTube, I wasn't able to go live, so I'll either save the live and make sure I upload it on YouTube as well. You can replay it, or I'll just go live later sometime on YouTube and we'll chat more about this topic. So tune in now to the live. The topic is Speak the Language of Femininity, Soft, Compassion, and Grace. We'll talk about all ways of communicating in a feminine style. So I look forward to seeing you on the live. Yeah. All right, so Pennsylvania. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning. We have Pennsylvania. So let me know in the comments where you guys are tuning in. Good morning. Let's see. Hello. So while I wait for a little bit more to come into the live, I'm going to show you guys this primer I've been using all summer. It's really good, and I got a compliment the other day when I was at a party, at a 4th of July party. Someone was like, what is your primer, what makeup you're using, or setting powder? This is the primer that I brought with me here, and it's Milk Primer, Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And I first got like a little mini travel size to see if I like it, and then I purchased the big one. But this right here, my makeup literally stays on all day. I have no issues with my makeup sweating off. So if you're looking for a really good primer, Milk makeup is so good. Like, it literally keeps your makeup on all day. And my makeup, it was so hot. It was muggy outside. It was humid. It was really, really hot. So my makeup stayed on like all day. And oh, nice. We'll look into that because my makeup is melted in this heat. Yeah, right? So like literally my makeup stayed on all day, and this is it. So if you girls are looking for a really good primer, see, I'm almost out. This is my travel size. I have the big bottle too at home. I know, right? The humid, it's crazy. I'm like scorching hot. So this is the primer, and it's so good. I don't know, Sephora. I think I got this from Sephora. So, but it's so good, and it doesn't like mess up your makeup. Like, like sometimes primers, it oxidizes your makeup, like it changes the color of your foundation or whatever. It doesn't do that. So I do love that, because some primers has like a white like overcast or whatever, and whenever I apply my makeup, it just changes the whole look sometimes, I feel like. So if you're looking for a primer that is not gonna do that, I think that is a good primer for sure. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Mexico, hi. Oh my God, hi girl. How are you doing? We got Mexico, Pennsylvania. Okay, nice. Let me do my eyebrows really quick and then we'll get into the topic today. Cheers for being consistent. I was like, I have to go live with my girls, so I need the whole like bathroom to myself. So I have some time alone with the girls and then we'll enjoy our day. But I need the whole bathroom. I need the whole room. So anyway, okay, we got the eyebrows down pat. Okay, so this topic was requested. I hope Amore is on live. I think she requested this topic. She sent me a DM. I think it was Amore. I don't know if she's on live. She usually tunes in on the YouTube live, but anyway, this topic was requested by Amore, and I think this is the perfect topic to chat about with the girls because communicating is verbal, non-verbal, body language. There's so many ways we communicate our emotions, our feelings, and sometimes when we communicate, it can come off a certain way. It depends on your tone, your delivery, and if you can read people's energy, you can understand like where they're at in life. You'll know how to communicate. You'll know like when to say things and when not to say things. Hello, just finished the July affirmations. Ooh, I'm so happy. How was that for you? July affirmations. There's so many good, every month there's a new affirmation for the month, so July is really good. I've been getting a lot of good feedback. I'm glad you guys enjoy the July affirmations. So let me clean up my eyebrows and then I'll finish what I was saying. So you guys are up to, okay, all right. Yes, I'm working on my delivery and tone. Okay, so you know what, I'm just gonna use this as my mirror. We're improvising. This is a traveling show. So good. I walked with my dogs and it's part of my routine to listen to you and have sunshine. I love that. Thank you for including me in your morning walks. So Sonia was saying she's working on her delivery and tone. So let me share this. Even still today, I feel like there's always layers to a person, right? It doesn't matter how much inner work you do as a person, there's always going to be like a new level in life, like a new ceiling to like break through in life. And I feel like communications, public speaking is definitely one of those things that people are afraid to speak and communicate and express how they truly feel. And oftentimes it's usually us women, like we sometimes get afraid to voice our opinion or communicate. And I say some. And I feel like for me, for many years, I was afraid to communicate my true authentic feelings because of past trauma. You ever listen to someone and when they speak, their voice sounds shaky? Have you ever like listened to someone speak and their voice sounds shaky? Well, I did not realize this, but a lot of times, like when you have like certain past traumas or like triggers, it's like your brain tries to protect you from saying or it's like your brain overanalyzes a situation and you don't speak, but you may think and you may have thoughts, right? And you may be in a certain situation, but you don't speak up for yourself. You don't express how you, oh, give me 1 second. Wait 1 second. I had my foundation brush in my purse because I was wearing sunglasses and I wasn't sure if it was going to mess up right here. But anyway, Chantel say yes, one of my friends. So yeah, I know from my personal experience, before, like years ago, before I was introduced to therapy, I used to always get so nervous to speak in certain environments. It's like almost like I didn't feel safe to express my feelings, my true authentic feelings. And for so long, I would suppress like how I truly felt. For so long, I would like overanalyze a situation and like not address or communicate to that person, like if they did something right to me. Like I would literally overanalyze the situation and I would think like, is this my fault? Or like, how did we end up here? Come to find out, a lot of times it's like your past trauma keeps you from vocally speaking your truth, or keeps you from vocally expressing like how you feel. And a lot of times if you're not a good communicator, one or two things happen. You either suppress your thoughts and feelings and you bottle them up and you don't say anything, or you have like these bursts, like these outbursts, and sometimes that just doesn't translate well at all because you have no flow. You have no flow of your delivery, like your message. And whatever you're saying, it could be very true, right? If you're standing up for yourself, you're communicating how you feel in the moment. But it's your tone, it's your delivery, it's your flow. And I'm just curious to have anyone experience this. Like, have you ever felt like you've been in a situation with a friend or a coworker or a family or a partner, and you want to express so bad how you feel, but like you may have like this outburst and you say something you regret, or you suppress your feelings and don't express like how you feel? Just curious, anyone can relate? I've definitely have for many years. And you say, yep. A lot of times it could come from like your environment, like your childhood, like your parents, like maybe how they talk to each other. Like usually your parents are examples of the first time you see like how human beings interact with each other, like how they're communicating. How do your dad talk to your mom, or how do your mom talk to your dad, or talk to your family? Like we see that firsthand in the household sometimes, right? But if you don't have healthy examples growing up of how to verbally express yourself, like if you grew up in a household where like there's yelling and shouting and cursing and like that's how people talk to each other and that's like the norm, well, when you become an adult, that's not the norm when you're communicating with people on a day-to-day basis. And it's unhealthy. It's really unhealthy because you don't really have a sense of awareness of what's going on around you. Like your feelings is valid and the other person's feelings is valid, but it's your tone and your delivery, how you deliver a message. And I'll give you guys an example. Like let's say you meet someone, right? And let's say they're nosy. They start asking you questions. They start like prying into your business, into your private life, right? And you realize like this person has like no home training. They have no home training, and it's like the wrong environment, the wrong time and place. And automatically you probably think like this person needs to shut up. Like whatever they're expressing, whatever they're saying or asking questions or whatever, they need to like shut up. A lot of times that person, they probably wasn't heard as a child, so they're like, they talk too much. They're oversharing their personal life, and this is their form of way of communicating, But it's not a healthy way of communicating, because when you first meet someone, you don't want to like overindulge, overstimulate the person in conversation. It should be a flow. Like, I'm getting to know you, you getting to know me. It's like a natural flow. So oftentimes you may run into people who you can clearly see, if you're good at reading energy, you can clearly see they wasn't probably heard as a child. So like they're over sharing in conversations. Have anyone ever experienced this? I'm just curious, have anyone ever experienced this? And I'm pretty sure we've all been guilty at some time of probably like maybe oversharing, right? At certain times in conversations. Too many times, yeah. And you have to really assess like the moment. Like, you have to understand, like, I've probably done it to others too. I've definitely done it to others too. I'm not pointing fingers, you know, and not saying like I haven't either. I've definitely probably done this, you know, to people, right? To others. But you have to really assess like the person who you're talking to. Like, you have to like read the energy in the room and like what are you guys are talking about. Sometimes people they're not seen or heard at home or at work, and like when they meet someone for the first time, it's like, ooh, they get to like dump onto others, they get to like unload onto others. And when I see that, the first thing comes to my mind is like, this is probably the first time, or they probably feel safe to express how they truly feel with me, because I'm a stranger to them. Like, if we're strangers, right, we just meet for the first time, they probably don't feel like they can do this like with friends or family or coworkers who they know, because they don't get the chance to express, or they don't feel safe to express themselves and speak and communicate. So that happens a lot, too often. A lot of times it happens a lot. So you guys are saying, yes, one of my friends. So like, when if you ever come across someone like this, sometimes in your best interest is either to be an active listener and like nod and be like, okay, or change the subject. Like, you have the power to change the subject. And a lot of times I will change the subject to something lighter, something less intrusive, like invasive or whatever, like in conversation, depending, like if someone's like gossiping, right? Like, when you first meet someone, you can tell if they're a gossiper. Like, I don't want to gossip. I just want to get to know you as a person. I don't want to know any gossip. I try to change the subject, and sometimes it works, and sometimes they'll change the subject back to what they really want to talk about. But I try to like make sure that like I lead the conversation with something like lighter and positive, and get to actually know the person who I'm communicating with. But there's a way to do it, right? You don't just abruptly just cut someone off in the middle of them talking and conversating. You try to find a soft landing of changing the flow of the conversation. So hi, welcome to the live. So we're just chatting about speaking the language of femininity and how to speak with softness and grace and compassion, especially today. Like, you never know who you're meeting, like just out and about. You never know what people are truly going through. So oftentimes, like, your approach, your softness, your tenderness of like how you speak to others, it really matters. It's like a lasting impression. Like, people, you never know what someone's going through. So I always try to be mindful whenever I'm communicating and speaking to people, is to be in the present moment. Because when someone is expressing themselves and their feelings, a lot of times, if they're new to you, a lot of times they feel safe. For some reason, they feel safe expressing how they truly feel. Have anyone ever had that happen to them? Like, a total stranger just starts speaking and pouring into you and like literally sharing everything about them. Sometimes this happens like on a flight, like the person I'm sitting next to, total stranger, and we'll start having a conversation and they'll tell me their whole life story. which I think is fascinating. It's a good way to meet people, you know. I'm just curious. Yes, usually when I'm in an Uber. Yeah, oh my God. Uber drivers, I swear, like it doesn't matter if you just came from like a long flight. They literally want to have a whole conversation with you. And sometimes I'm not in the mood, but then I'm like, you know what? They're in the car all day driving, you know, and this is probably like, obviously this is a means to like pay bills and stuff, but like this is probably like the most interaction they get with people, with different people from all walks of life. So sometimes, even though if I'm not in the mood, I'm like, you know what? Maybe they just need someone to talk to in this moment. And so I'll take my earphones off and I'll start, you know, we'll converse about whatever. It's very fascinating. Hi, hey girl. But for sure, Uber drivers for sure. I love whenever I get like in an Uber car and they have like the karaoke and stuff. You ever been in an Uber driver and they have like the karaoke or whatever? I like the karaoke Uber drivers. They get definitely 5 stars. Hi, beautiful. So yeah, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's how you communicate. Let me get some setting powder. Your eyes are so mesmerizing. Oh, thank you. So let me ask you guys this question. Have you recently, by listening to the podcast, have you recently felt like when you speak and when you talk, your voice is more calm, it's more soft, it's more relaxing? I'm just curious because I got an interesting DM like a week ago from one of my listeners, and she was saying that by her listening to the podcast, she feels like she's able to relax more in her feminine energy. She feels like she's able to talk softer and just have like a very like positive outlook in life and not feel the need to like overanalyze like certain things in her life. Yes, I would agree. Oh, good. Okay. So one thing I realized back to like whenever I used to really struggle with communicating, and I realized it was like my throat chakra, like I had like a lot of anxiety from like just past, you know, trauma, whatever, is that sometimes your nervous system needs regulating. And I find that meditation for me, it really calms my nervous system. Like it really helps regulates my nervous system. And if you're struggling to actually be more relaxed and more like when you communicate, like your voice is more relaxed, if you feel like you're very anxious or you don't have like control of like your tone and your flow and delivery, try listening to the affirmation feminine communication and see if that improves like your flow, like your voice, and opens your throat chakra. So you can be a powerful communicator, right? You can speak with conviction. Like you can have boundaries when you speak and be like, you know, like mean what you say, but like with a nice delivery. Like you can deliver your message, right? Be powerful. It's all how you say it, and it's all in the tone and the circumstances, right? Your voice makes me calm, but I still feel sensations of anxious. What's your favorite meditation? Okay, so if you feel like your voice still has like anxious, like you're still anxious in your voice, I find that often if you're constant focus on the future or you're focused on the past, that can throw your energy off. So like I feel like when you focus on the present moment, And whoever you're talking to, right, whoever you're speaking to, or just communicating, or if you're working, I don't know if it was you that said you work with clients 7, or no, that was the mobile medium. I apologize. If you find that like your voice is still anxious, remember that it's a new muscle that you're practicing. It's a new skill that you're practicing, and it's gonna take time. Like for me, it took years. And if I ever find that I'm in a conflict situation, or I'm just like, just conversating or whatever, and that anxiety comes up, I don't speak. I reserve my energy for me, and I focus on remaining calm in my energy. Does that make sense? So like, if you find that your voice, like it makes you calm, like listening to the podcast, but like when you speak, you still feel anxious, maybe you still need to work and practice on that. And how do you practice and work on that? You need real people to practice with. So like in your day-to-day interaction, how are you communicating with the people who you work with? Or I don't know if you have kids or a husband or whatever, like how are you communicating with the people around you that you talk to, you interact on a daily basis? Or it could be a server, a waitress, right? Let's say a server or waitress makes your order but it's wrong. How are you communicating to your server or your waiter that, hey, this order isn't correct? You're communicating like how you want your order to be, but how are you interacting to that person that made the mistake? That I pay attention to. Not when everything is just rosy and like, calm and peaceful. How are you communicating when things aren't going the way that you want things to go in your life, right? So to me, that's the true test. That's a true test for you. Like, how are you communicating when things aren't rosy peaches with you? When things are a little bit of a conflict. And if you find that you're anxious, you don't feel comfortable being vocal and speaking up, then reserve your energy, work on that within yourself, and then speak. Because if you speak when you're anxious, sometimes your words just it doesn't come out. It doesn't come out how you want it to come out. So reserve in your energy, work on that, but practice communicating too. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, I would agree. Thank you. What's my favorite meditation? To be honest, the mobile medium, I don't really have a favorite meditation from the podcast, because every episode I've ever created, it helps me in different areas of my life. So like at the moment, I will say my favorite is feminine communication, because for me, that's something I'm practicing within my own business, my own relationship, my own family. Like that's something that I'm continuously practicing. And I used to always have a little bit of a struggle of communicating my true feelings. And so whenever this topic was requested, I was like, you know what? This is something I can actually, share my own experience and personal, experience with communicating, and also something I can continue working on. Because when you're coaching and you're working with women, because my audience is women, that's who I focus on, you're dealing with different personalities, you're dealing with different energies, you're dealing with different people, right? And this is a general public, live, but if you're booking a one-on-one with me, I have to find ways to tailor my message to the person. And my communication matters. Like if you was to book me for like a one-on-one call, right? I have to honestly be an active listener. That's a way of communicating, right? And if I'm not an active listener to listen to what the problem is that you're coming to and you're looking for a solution, if I don't have a way of delivery and tone and message, you may not receive what it is that I'm offering you. But also I have to know and remain in my energy, calm, compassion, because I work with different women from all walks of life. So like having compassion with anyone who approached me and like one-on-one calls. So I would say this current episode is my current favorite one, but all of them are my favorite because at some point in my life and different seasons of my life, they served a greater purpose for me, and they helped me become like who I am today. So to answer your question, I'm trying to be more soft with my affirmations. I guess it depends on how I'm feeling. Embellish with elegance. So when you are feeling anxious, when you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling frustration, whatever you do amplifies who you are in the moment. So it's like a segue. It's like you have to really ease and soothe yourself into your meditation. Like you can't just be like, okay, action, new scene, affirmations from the habits of a goddess, and then action, new scene, back to work, or action, new scene, off to dinner, or whatever. Like it's almost like you really have to like infuse, it's a lifestyle, right? You have to really infuse like your day-to-day interaction with your affirmations, like how you communicate, how you meditate, all of that matters. So if you find that it's a little bit hard for you to be more softer with your affirmations, try to be at a slower pace, you know, like when you're soft and you're communicating slow, or you're doing your affirmations and you're saying them back to yourself, almost kind of drag it out a little bit longer. If that helps, let me know if that helps. Like I find like if I'm rushing to do something, I'm not gonna really fully enjoy whatever it is that I'm doing. So if you're rushing to do your meditation, it's not gonna really resonate with you, because it's like you're just saying them. You're not really like infusing them. You're not really like infusing the affirmations in your words and everything. So drag them out a little bit longer for you, and if you have to, like maybe listen to it twice, and just take your time, you know, like don't feel the need to rush, don't feel the need to be on to the next thing, whatever it is that you're doing for the day. Take the time. Like whenever I do my makeup, or if I'm doing like if I'm walking, I like to listen to my affirmations, because I take time to do those things. Like it's self-care. Look at it as like self-care, like pampering yourself, taking the time to do those things. Like that is for you. You know what? I just realized the story that I was telling everyone, the live wasn't going to be on YouTube. It still didn't upload, but that's okay. Love that. Thank you. So yeah, like if you're feeling like when you're doing your affirmations, you don't feel whatever it is that you're feeling. Also, you know what? I want to say this. I remember something that I learned when I was in therapy. You know, a lot of times like people go to therapy, or they hire a coach, or they like get a gym membership when they need it. Start looking at like your affirmations and your meditation as something that you do all the time. You don't wait until you need it. Like you don't wait until you're in a funk to meditate. You don't wait until you're feeling depressed to like meditate. Like make it almost like second nature to you. Like it's part of your self-care. Like it's like how you wake up in the morning, you wash your face, you take your shower, you know, you drink something, eat something to nourish your body. Meditation is part of your self-care. It's part of like who you are. So look at that way too. Don't wait until you need something to like actively seek it out. But if you happen to find the podcast during that time, that's totally fine too. But as soon as you start feeling like better and like, you know, great about yourself, like keep it up. Like keep it up as like a vitamin for your spirituality, you know? Like every day I drink water, right? But I don't drink water just because it tastes good. I drink it because like your body needs water, right? And sometimes I may add cucumber, mint, strawberry to it, but like I'm making it more tailored to me, and I'm enjoying drinking water every single day. I don't wait to drink water until I'm like dehydrated. I drink water every single day. So Sonia's like, yes. So like, look at like when you're meditating and you're saying your affirmations as like, this is something that you're doing for yourself every single day. Like, this is nurturing your mind, your how do you connect with your femininity when you are burnt out? Okay, so that's a great question, Rebecca. So when you're feeling burnt out, a lot of times you have overextended yourself to others. And it happens all the time. Like, even like for me, like with what I do with content creation, my podcast and everything, I have to make sure I don't burn myself out. You know, it's like, it's pretty remarkable when you think about like how long the podcast's been around, 4 years, right? And one may think, how do you not get burned out? How do you not get burned out? How do you keep coming up with ideas and topics, right? It's because you have to prioritize you. So if you want to connect back to your femininity and not feel burned out all the time, is what are you doing? Like analyze, what are you doing day to day? Something small. It's literally small habits that you're doing. What are you doing day to day that is for you? Not for anyone else, not for your friends, not for your family, not for your job. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis that only you benefit from? Only you. So I'm literally asking you this question, and I'm gonna wait for your response, Rebecca. So what do you do on a day-to-day basis that is just for you? No one else get the satisfaction of benefiting from this. Like, what is it that you do that only you benefit from? I don't know if you have kids or married or, you know, you work or whatever, but like, no one else benefits from this but you. So I'm curious, what is it that you do on a day-to-day basis? Something so small, it doesn't have to be anything like big. Like, what is it that you do for you? No one else can like enjoy this, only you can enjoy it. I always try to make time for myself, especially in the morning, but I was able to listen to the July affirmations. Yes, see, that's a great way to like, for you, that's for you. You benefit from that. And I'm gonna teach you something. When you pour into yourself first and you prioritize you, other people benefit from that. You know how? When you walk around, you're like more lighter, you're more in your feminine energy, you're happier. And other people recognize that. They recognize your energy. They want to be around someone like that, because there's so many people walk around on this earth miserable. And, you know, they're either working paycheck to paycheck, or, you know, like they're just not happy, right? Well, if you're walking around, you did your meditation, you worked out, you had a great breakfast or whatever, and then you show up in this place of people who are miserable, other people are going to benefit from your happy energy. Let me see what you guys are saying. Working out and reading. Yes, I love that. What book are you reading? For me, it's reading. Ooh, reading in the tub. You know what? I haven't done that in a minute, but I'm going to do that when I get back home. I'm going to read in the tub. I'm going to just soak and lather in the tub and read. I love that. But sometimes I get lost in so much work and trying to start my own business. Okay. So, all right. So let me read her question again for those who are just joining the live. So Rebecca said, how do you connect with your femininity when you're burnt out? And her response was, she gets lost in so much work and trying to start her own business. So this is what I'm picking up. You are taking care of yourself by working your 9-to-5 job, but you're also trying to do something for you, starting your own business. So maybe that can be like additional stream of income for you, or that's a transition into, you know, financial freedom, your own business. You have to find a healthy balance. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing something for you, but also making sure you're taking care of your necessities, like things obviously you have to, you know, work to pay bills or whatever. So you have to find time to prioritize things that matters to you, things that are important to you. Like, yes, work is great, and yes, starting your own business is great, but none of those things are important if you're burnt out, because when you are in your feminine energy and when you feel like your best version of yourself, those things are going to be successful. Whatever it is that you touch is going to be successful, because you're not going to have to like chase it. You're not going to have to like run yourself into the ground. Like those things are going to just, opportunities are going to flow into your life. And an opportunity could be something that makes that transition easier for you, lighter for you. You following what I'm saying? So like, you don't always have to like figure out every aspect of your business, trying to start a business, or you don't always have to be like the brains and like everything that you do. Sometimes it's good to lean back and let things come to you. So when you're in your feminine energy, you attract. When you're in your masculine energy, you're like chasing, you're, you know, like running yourself, and you know, you're all like logical, like in your brain. But like when you're in your feminine energy, you can relax and ideals will flow to you. You can relax and money will come to you. You can relax, and whatever thing that you're working on, you won't have to like drag yourself into the ground and be burnt out. Like something can come and click like a light bulb go off in your head, and that can make your process so much easier for you. I'll give you guys an example. So like when I first started the podcast, it wasn't something that I was like, oh, I gotta create this many episodes a week or this many episodes a year or per season, and I gotta get this many brand deals. Like none of that was in my head. What was in my heart was, oh, I want to create a podcast around self-care, self-love, spirituality. I want to create a podcast where I can create my own community of women who are like-minded in personal development. I want to create a podcast that is going to help me keep myself accountable for my level up, my personal development journey. I want to create a podcast that I can share with women things I learned from my past or things I learned in therapy. I want to create a podcast that I can just speak from my heart, and I know the right people will find me. So that's where I was leading from my heart, my intuition, setting positive intentions. And so I did not burn myself out thinking, oh, I got to figure out the color of the podcast cover art. I got to figure out the name of the podcast. Like I was not burning myself with all of those things. I just started leading with like my desires. And if you lead with your desires, you have to trust that the universe will co-create and work on your behalf. And that way you won't be burnt out, because if you're burning out, you're trying too hard. You're doing something that maybe it's not for you in the moment, or maybe it's just not for you at all. And a lot of times if you're efforting, like if you're over trying, it may not just be for you in this moment. Not saying your business, but whatever it is that you're like feeling burnt out about, that's not natural. That's not your natural state of being. Like your natural state of being should be joyous, relaxed, calm, happy, bliss, pleasure, like those, you know, femininity, right? So let the men burn themselves out. But like for us, right, we should be relaxing into our energy and use that energy to create abundance, use that energy to create business, use that energy to create a baby, use that energy to create love and self-care, like pour back into yourself, like whatever it is that you want to do. So redirect your energy back to you, prioritize you, and lean back. Like if you're overextending in something in your life and you're like dragging yourself through the mud, you're trying too hard. It should flow like a river, literally. And that's going to take for you to be okay with things not like working out how you visualize in your head. Like sometimes things just happen in a what's the word I'm looking for? Unconventional way. So sometimes things come to us from an unknown source. That was an affirmation. If you listen to, which episode is that? Like abundance, wealth, money, ideals come to us in an unknown source. Right now I'm reading Conscious luck. Oh, that sounds like a beautiful read. I love. Can you do a moving on after a breakup affirmation? I feel like you asked me this one before. I have to look. I want to say there may be something already, but if not, sure, I can do that. Send me a DM to remind me. Ooh, I love that. Leading my desires and trust, love that. Yes, you should definitely be leading with your desires. Thank you so much. You're welcome. This is such an eye-opener observation. Thank you. I'm glad. Honestly, like if you lead with your desires, that's when things happen for you. And when you trust that it's going to happen, what is for you will never miss you. What is meant for you will never miss you. It will have your name stamped on it, delivered to your address. So don't feel like you have to what is the word I'm looking for? Don't be hyper fixated on certain stuff in life. Like, let that fly. Focus on the things that feels natural to you. Focus on the things that just flows. And don't try to overextend in other areas of your life. Focus on one thing and let the rest figure itself out. I love all of this. Thank you. Preach. Yes. Inspiring. This is so good. I'm so happy you guys are resonating with the message. This was right on time. Thank you. You're welcome. Leading from desires. Yes, write it down. Write it down. Oh my God. So that's what it is. You have to lead with your desires. And in the past, I remember I used to I used to try to figure things out. Oh my God. 18-year-old Jasmine was trying to do so much at that age. And looking back, I mean, yes, it helped me and it shaped my mindset and I learned and I gained wisdom and tools. But then I realized I should have just been a kid at 18 and not try to be this businesswoman and have a whole freaking store, brick and mortar store, and go to school and run a business. I was doing a lot. I was doing the most. And I realized years later, I never had to overdo my gift. I have a natural gift. We all do. We all have a natural talent, a natural gift, right? And sometimes in a certain season, it's your season to nurture your gift. It's not your season to give your gift away. It's your season to nurture your gift. So let that resonate with you. You may be finding that as you're you on yourself, you may be discovering your gifts, things that you're good at, just naturally good at. You don't even have to practice. This is you. Natural, this is you. That may be your season to give your gift away, to share your gift with others. But then you may be in a season where you need to nurture your gift. There was a period in my life where I needed to nurture my gift before I can be who you see today. Before I can be the person that is speaking and giving, advice on a public platform like this, right? There was a season in my life where I needed to nurture how I speak to others. There was a season in my life where I needed to nurture how I listen and understand what other people are coming from. Because we all have different lens in life. We all have different perspective in life, right? And there's a season for that. If you don't have a gift of reading people's energy and you just start vomiting words and speaking and talking to people any kind of way, that comes across a different way. But if you actually study human psychology, human behavior, right, and you actually read energies from a spiritual standpoint too, you know when to speak and you know when not to speak. You know when to share wisdom and you know when to reserve your wisdom. That's another thing too. If you are in, if you've been listening to the podcast and you want to share with your girlfriends or share with someone close by, you feel like they can benefit from the podcast, maybe this is your season for you, where the podcast is just for you. And then later on, when someone asks you for permission, hey, what are you listening to? I noticed your energy has changed. You appear more happier. You have this glow. that may be your season to share wisdom and pass on, like, hey, I've been listening to Habits of a Goddess, or hey, I've been reading this book, or hey, I've been seeing this therapist that helps me work on this in my life, or hey, I've been working with a life coach. That's a season to like speak and talk and share your wisdom and give unto others. But like, there's seasons and flows in different life, right? And you have to assess and know when the time to speak and when the time to just nurture your own gift, nurture yourself. That way you will not feel burnout. Because if you're sharing and overextending yourself and you're feeling burned out, you're not feeling appreciative for sharing things that are like positive, it just may not be your season to share. Like, it may just be your season for you. Can you recommend a book of feminine energy? Oh, I do have a book I can recommend. Oh my goodness. I have a book I can recommend, but I can't remember the name of it. I haven't read it yet because I started flipping through it and I was like, oh, I need to read this book. Let me screenshot this so I know to post it on my stories, on IG stories. I do have a book. I just can't think of the top of my head. But I'll share it. I'll share it with you. In the meantime, I'll tell you a book that you can definitely read. And it's not so much focused on feminine energy, but I feel like it's a really good book of like understanding and like reprogramming your mindset. Is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I believe that's the author. I'm gonna put in the chat. And the reason why I'm recommending this book is because it's so perfect for today's topic, and it's a great read. It's very short. I don't know how many pages, probably like 100 pages, but it's a really easy book to read, and you can apply this any area of your life. You can apply this book. I read the book. It's amazing, simple and profound. Yes. So that's a really good book to read, Rebecca. I don't know if you've heard of that book before. I've talked about it definitely on the live for sure. So that's a really, really good book because and the reason why I'm recommending this book, because it goes back to when you're born, right? Like, usually it's your parents. They have their own set of beliefs and they instill onto their child, onto you, right? And as you're growing, you have adapted other people's belief system. Then when you become an adult, you don't really have your own set of values or your own set of beliefs. Like, you have taken on other people's beliefs, like your school teacher, your coach, like maybe your cheerleading coach or your track coach, or like different coaches if you play sports, your teachers, your friends, your parents, their friends, family members, right? You adapt other people's ideology, right? Even listening to me, you're adapting my set of beliefs, right? I think this is a great book to read, to like undo all of that and to figure out what it is that you want in life. And I feel like that goes back with feminine energy. Like, it's a flow. And you don't have to be restricted to one thing in life. Like, you need to like learn how to flow and find your own voice and find your own ideology. Like, what is it that you believe? And if it's resonating with you, like whatever I share on here on the podcast, if it resonates with you, then that's a good indicator that you're in agreement, you're in alignment with my message. If it doesn't resonate with you, maybe it's just not for you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like that book. So I feel like that's a really good book. And it's not so hyper fixated on like feminine, masculine energy, but I think that's just a good neutral book just in general. So what is for you will never miss you. Yes, for sure. I think Entering Her Vortex is good. Yes. The 4 Agreements. Yep. That's it. Yes, it's great. Thank you. I've heard of it but never read it. Yes, it's a really good read. Definitely check it out. I love it. It's an easy read. And he has another good book too. I think it's called Self-Love, or let me see. It's like another really good book. That would be a really good feminine book. Let me see. Dunn, Ruse, Miguel, Ruse books. The Mastery of Self. Okay, The Mastery of Self. Mastery of Love. Yep. You're right. That's it. So yeah, so definitely screenshot some of these names that the Mogul Medium, she dropped. The Mastery of Love. That's a really good book because self-love. Oh, my light went out. Let me get my other light. That's a really good book. So definitely check that out. Let's see. Definitely check that out. Self-love. I mean, he has a ton of books, and these books are so easy. Like, you can finish these books within, 30, 40 minutes, depending on how fast of a reader you are. Yeah, so I would recommend that. The Mastery of Self and The Mastery of Love and The 4 Agreements. Those are 3 good books. And there's the 5th Agreement. I haven't read that one, so I'll have to check that one out. So those are some really, really good books to read. And also, like, just keep an open mind, because I know, like, it's so easy to only search for, like, books that are just feminine books. Like, I also like to really broaden my, like, mind. Like, just keep an open mind, because a lot of good books that are great for just you tapping into your higher self and, like, personal development, they may not be labeled where you may think, oh, this is a feminine book. You know what I mean? So, like, just keep a very open mind to some of the books that we recommend and books that you may come across. So another good book, I would say, it's a good read, and it's not like focused on, like, femininity, but, like, I love the whole meaning behind it, is The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. And the reason why I say this, because she talks about, like, how she was so focused, burnt out from work. And this kind of relates to a little bit what your question was about. She was very focused, burnt out from work, always saying yes to other people. She started saying yes to herself. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to take this year to commit to me. What do I want to do? So that's a good read. I'm going to put that in the comments. The Year of Yes. Is start saying yes to yourself. I think I'm spelling her name. I think Rhymes. Is it R-I? I think that's how you spell her last name. That's a really good read too, because a lot of times if you feel burnt out, maybe you've given too much of yourself to other people around you, and you haven't, like, given that, time and energy back into yourself. So this is a good read to, like, remind you, like, say yes to you, like, say yes to yourself. So I hope those help. So I'm gonna share that other book, though I can't remember the name of it, but it's at home, so whenever I get back home I'll share it. So you guys are saying They Will Change Your Life. Thanks for this recommendation. I have one called The Voice of Knowledge that I've been meaning to read. Oh, that sounds really nice. The Voice of Knowledge. I have to check that out. These are really good books. Really good reads. Sonia say, yep, she's read that book. You have any recommendations, Sonia? Some good books that you can recommend? I just feel like there's, like, so much. There's so many great books out here. Like, for sure. Oh, where's my mascara? We need some mascara. I'm looking for my mascara. Okay, I can use this one. But yeah. There was something else I wanted to say and I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come to me. But back to what I was saying, though, about, like, how, like, there's different seasons in our life that we may feel like we nurturing your gifts. I want to, like, talk about that. So, like, listening to the podcast is nurturing your gifts. Like, whatever gifts you have is nurturing you, because you are in a calm state. you're able to like receive messages for yourself, like how you may want to visualize your day, how you want your day to be, or how you want your week, setting intentions for the week. Like that's a great way to like nurture yourself, nurture your gifts. Also finding books that are like the books that we recommend. That's a great way to nurture your gifts that we all have. Walking, exercising, moving your body. I think like yoga is a really great exercise. It's very feminine. Certain poses. All of that's a great way to like nurture your gifts, nurture you as a person. Yes, the complete Idiot Guide to Alchemy. It has a chapter on the law of gender, and it helps you understand the universal laws and how to use it to benefit and not it using you. Ooh, oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna screenshot that. I love that. That's a good book. I can tell that's a good book. Thank you, Sonia. That sounds like a really good book. Yeah, that's a good book. I low-key want to go to the bookstore now after this live and see if I can find that book and the other book, The Mobile Medium, recommended too. So, thank you. So that's a really good live. I mean, really good book, really good live, really good book. Which color is this? Strawberry red. Yeah, let's go to the bookstore. I have to see. You know what's crazy? It's been so long. I don't even see bookstores anymore. Like Barnes and Noble or like where I live, I don't even see bookstores that much anymore. I used to get my books from the like a spiritual shop that sells crystals and stuff. That's where I used to get all my books from. I still love to go into a store and just like see which book stands out to me. I still like to do that. I mean, it's great to order online too, right? Because Amazon will bring it to your house the next day. But like, I still enjoy going to an actual bookstore and just like walking through and see like which book is calling me. I still like that. So just Google bookstore near me and support a local shop. Yeah, I'm gonna see while I'm here. I'm gonna see if there's like a bookstore. You know what's interesting? Whenever I go on walks, there's like these cute little book kiosks. Like it's like free, like just take a book or whatever. Like take a book, leave a book. I think those are so cute. But I'm gonna see if I can find like a local shop to support, because I love to do that. I like those little cute bookstores to support. I think it's really nice. I mean, Barnes and Noble is great too, but I like to actually go in and, you know, like support a small business. I have a Kindle and I think it's a great tool, but a physical book is always nice. Yeah, it really is. Honestly, when I first started reading, I really wasn't a big reader. Like I literally had to like train myself to enjoy reading, and I kind of hate to say that because it was like I was forcing myself, and I think that's why I didn't like it in the beginning. But then one day I was really craving like knowledge. I was really craving like to read a book that I had bought like years, and one day I decided to read it after owning that book for like 2 or 3 years, and I could not put the book down. But like for me, like I'll download a book on my laptop or whatever, or my phone, it is not the same. Like it's good, but it's not the same of actually having like a physical copy. So if you're ever in Jacksonville, Florida area, we have an old shop named Chamberlain, and you can get lost in there. Tons of new books, old and oh, nice. Okay, thank you. I love stuff like that. I would support bookstores like that. It's really nice. I can't remember the one that I used to go to in Atlanta, but they had like crystals. They even had like tarot card reading, all that stuff. It was really nice. I think it was in Sandy Springs. I have to like look for it. It's in Atlanta though. It was a really nice bookstore. Like I got crystals from there, gemstone crystals from there, some other stuff. I think you know what? I got my first tarot card deck from that store. And when I did a 2022 vision board party, live Zoom vision board party, I played with the tarot cards. So I was like experimenting, learning about them. Just curiosity. So yeah. Are you talking about the tarot cards or the bookstore? I can't remember the bookstore. I have to, you know what? Maybe I can find it on, let me see if I can Google it. I still have the card deck. It's at home. I have to I don't remember the name of it. But when I get home, I'll show you. Let me see if I can find the name of the bookstore. Bookstore. And is it Sandy Spring? Sandy Spring, Georgia. Phoenix and Dragon bookstore. It's on Roswell Road. If anyone lives in Atlanta. Phoenix and Dragon bookstore. That's the bookstore that I used to go to. And it's really nice. Like look at these crystals. Like they have a lot of crystals in their store that they sell. And I think I got the Crystal Bible book from there. I don't remember the name of the... Oh, you're 3 hours from Atlanta? That could be like a nice little road trip. When I get home, I'm gonna look for the cards, because I've played around with them. I'm not as educated in them, so I was just kind of like playing around with them out of curiosity, and I really like them, so I'm into that. I'm into the card reading. So just started a book called Vibrate Higher Daily. I have that book. I need to read it. See, I buy a lot of books. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good read. And then whenever I feel called to read it, I'll read it. So, you know what? This may be a sign to pick that book up and read it. It's a pretty cover. I like the cover of that book. It's really pretty. That's a really good book. So that's a good one. And that, you know what? That might be one of the books that I saw, because I was actually going through my office, kind of organizing, trying to figure out like what to do, either order a bookshelf, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have as many books, but I know they'll grow over time. So, but yeah, that's a good read. I haven't read it, but like I know like what it's about. So I'll probably end up reading that when I get back home. So I did the Dyson this morning with my hair. I used this to do it and pin curl. So let's see how the curls came out. I can't wait to see the cards when you get back. I have a couple of guesses, and I'm super curious to know if my intuition's right. Ooh, okay. So when I get back home, send me a DM so I can remember it was you that said that. When I get back home, I'm gonna send you the picture of the cards. I'll post it on the stories too. But yeah, and you know what's crazy? Like, do you use tarot cards with your practice? I feel like you do. I feel like you told me you do. So there's this girl I follow on YouTube called the Tarot Priest. And I love watching her because she's like, pick a card. I'll send my guess. So yes, okay, send me your guess. I like her because she's like, pick a card. Oh, okay, yes. Okay, yeah, I remember. Thank you. I like her. You ever heard of the Tarot Priests on YouTube? I don't know if you follow other tarot readers. sometimes like when you do your thing, you're just kind of like in your own, bubble, whatever. But like I like to learn from different women, whatever too. But there's this YouTuber called the Tarot Priest, and I love watching her on YouTube. So like every time she uploads a video, I'm like, oh, let me see what card. I'm gonna pick a card, and she's always spot on. She's always spot on. So, but I feel like, and maybe you can educate us since you are, you probably follow her. Maybe you can educate us since you do that. I feel like when you're getting a reading, they pick up on your energy, and I feel like that's why those cards are like spot on. So like whatever it is that you're like asking yourself, or like you are thinking about, I feel like the person who's giving you the reading, they pick up on your energy, and those cards just kind of align with how you feel. Oh, so I'm right. Oh my God. That's how I honestly feel. Cause I'm like, the readings that I get, like even though it's not like personal one-on-one for me, it's just like a general reading, right? You just pick a card, and I'm referring to the YouTuber. She has like 3 cards, or sometimes those 3 crystals, and she's like, pick one. I feel like whatever that I've been focused on, whatever I've been thinking or feeling about, it's like, it's amplified. Like the whatever message that's being read to me, it's in alignment with how I'm feeling already. So that's why it's so important to always like focus your energy and like train yourself to really focus on things that is like your higher self, that makes you feel good as a person. And it's an art. It really is an art. So she said 100%. Absolutely. I actually ask clients to hold the cards when we do in-person sessions. Ask them to pour what they are thinking and fill it into the cards to get the most accurate reading. Ooh, okay. So I was correct. That's good. Thank you for educating us and sharing that. I feel that way too. I honestly feel that way too. And then like if the message doesn't like resonate with you, then it just doesn't. But like for me, I feel like that's how those readings are. And every reading I've ever gotten, it's always been like definitely what I'm focused on, like my intention, like everything I'm directing on. So and it's really good, like if anyone's ever curious to like do that, like to get a reading, or like if you're just out of curiosity, like it's always really good to like maybe meditate, set your intentions before you have a reading done. So meditate. Yes, I work with the light seers, tarot, with the intentions of clients connecting with their higher selves. Yeah, like you're connecting with your higher self for sure. And a higher power, of course. Yep. For sure. That's what it's about. It's about really connecting with your higher self and just like becoming like the best version of yourself. And just going back into like speaking femininity and soft and grace and compassion, just to kind of like tie it all in together, is that how you speak to yourself is how you're going to speak to others, and how you view yourself is how you're going to view others. And so anything that you do in life, like how you do anything is how you do everything. How I'm communicating and expressing and just sharing and just literally like energy exchange. I'm exchanging energy. You guys are just tuning in, right? We're communicating, we're engaging with each other. That's how I am with anyone who I meet in real life. Like I think, I don't know if she's still on here, Sonia, like we met for the first time randomly, and she gave me this compliment, and I'm like, this is like probably like one of the best compliments I've ever received. And I'll never forget what she said. She was like, your energy, she was like, I knew you were about something when I met you. She was like, your energy is like bright. And she was like, you're so personable. And I feel like with femininity, it's very personable. Like how you communicate, how you speak to others, how you voice your authentic self, how you share your gifts with other people. It's personal. And how you view yourself in your own image is how you're going to view others. So if you think highly of yourself, if you have self-love for yourself, if you have grace and compassion for yourself, you're going to be able to hold space for others and have grace and compassion for other people in your life. Even when people may do wrong by you, you're going to have like this sixth sense. Like you're going to have like this intuition or this, you're just going to know how to read people's energy, and you're just going to have compassion for them. Even when people like mistreat or do something wrong, it's not going to bother you because you know who you are as a person, and you know like your own energy, and you realize like not everyone who you come across is going to be for you or going to be as happy. You know, like you're going to come across different people in life, but it's up to you to remain in your femininity, in your grace, and your softness, and your compassion. It's up to you to hold that pose in situations that may try to throw you out of that. So never let anyone throw you out of your femininity. Does that make sense? Like never let anyone, you know, make you change who you are at core. And if you feel like you're in a space or an environment where you're feeling like someone's trying to like throw you out of your femininity, remove yourself from those spaces. Like I don't go in spaces if it's unsafe for me. Like if someone's energy is just not good, I try to avoid it. I try to, at least. But if you're in those spaces and you really can't avoid it, I just don't engage. Because you have to really protect your own energy. Yes, you can give yourself the best reading once you know how to connect with your intuition and ground your energy. Oh yeah. I feel like I do that a little bit with the live. I feel like sometimes whenever I'm sharing things, I'm like, this message is for me. Is this play about me? Like, is this message about me? I feel like that sometimes. Like whenever I'm like, you know, sharing things, I'm like, ooh, I need to write this down myself. You know, I need to actually write this down and read it whenever I feel a certain way, you know? So the best teacher in life is life. Like life is going to teach you how to treat others, how to speak, and it's up to you to remain grounded in your own energy and remain grounded in your femininity. Let's see what you guys are saying. So I feel like my hair came out good. This is good. I actually need to wash my hair, but I'm gonna do that when I get back home. But for this human, I feel like my hair came out good. What do you guys think? This is what we're working with. I did the side part. I switched up my part. I've been doing the side part. I kind of like the side part. So what do you guys think? The hair, the makeup. We put a little bit of Eco Gel. Do we like the hair and the makeup? Okay, I think that's good. See if I miss any questions up top. Yes, looks stunning. Thank you. I'm gonna try to let me see, I think I'm still good on time. I'm gonna try I'm gonna try to upload this live on YouTube, but if I can't, I'm gonna go live again this week, because I really hate that the thing for some reason wouldn't connect the live stream on YouTube. But that's good. I literally was just typing that. Yeah. I can't wait to get home to see which card deck that I have. I need to like dust it off and like play around with it. I did like that, and I'm pretty sure all cards have this. I did like that it had like a little pamphlet book, and it explained like more in depth like the card. I do love that because it's very educational to me. Like, it's good. He's like, girl, yes, yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this live, I'm gonna see. I think I'm still good on time. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go like in a few minutes and see. But this was great. Did you guys enjoy the live? This is today's outfit. I have a scarf that yeah, thank you. This is today's outfit. Look at this little selfie stick. This is so cute. It's like this lady, she's on the giraffe, and then she has her selfie stick. This is so me. She has a selfie stick taking her picture, and then like this is like the hearts, and like the butterfly, a parakeet, I think. This is so cute. I just tied it in the back, like a cute little top, and like this little cha-cha-cha skirt. And I'm just gonna throw in like some cute sandals. It's so hot, like, and like this is the outfit for today. It's almost too hot to wear clothes. It's like sticky hot. So thank you. So I'm gonna save the live. I'm so happy the sound did not go out, because last few lives the sound for some reason went out, and I don't know why. But I'm gonna save this live, and we'll go live later this week. I want to say maybe Thursday. I'm gonna try to go live Thursday if I can, and we'll like elaborate a little bit more this week. So I enjoy. Everything was so nice. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you just clicked on, I'm gonna save it and you can like replay it and watch it. And thank you so much for all the compliments. See you next time.